Greetings, YouTube. At the time of this filming, the Supreme Court has just said that Mifepristone can still remain legally available in America where abortions are accessible, while there is further research and legal wrangling done at a lower court level. And I apologize if I do screw up Mifepristone's pronunciation at any point. It's not an easy word to say. I really think that people that name these drugs should do a better job. Um, Now, I don't think anybody doesn't know what this stuff is. It's part of a chemical abortion regime. It's a two-part chemical that a person takes, and it is incredibly, unbelievably safe. I listened to a woman being interviewed on NPR recently, and I just bless the heart of the person doing the interview because her interviewee is a social conservative who's pushing an agenda and just kept spewing propaganda, not information, propaganda. And the interviewer just kept pushing back that that the information you're discussing right now was gathered by an advocacy group just like yours. It is not data. It is not science. Because the actual science and data of mifepristone is that it's safe. It's safer than penicillin. And it is so much safer than actually having a child in America. That this chemical has an incredibly low reaction rate and an incredibly, unbelievably low risk of death. Whereas in America, far too many people die because we have a terrible rating for a developed nation when it comes to, maternal mortality rates. It's just atrocious, particularly if you're a black woman in America. Uh, Having a child in America is just a gamble. There are real risks to giving birth, and they're far higher than a chemical abortion. Now, the FDA did approve this thing 23 years ago, and we have decades of research showing that it is incredibly, unbelievably safe, and this research has been done by independent third-party groups. It's not being done by the manufacturer. It's not being done by advocates of, pro-choice. Nope, this is being done by actual researchers, and they show that the drugs in question are safe. And I can't quite fathom why a judge gets an opinion. If you have evidence that this drug is not safe, then you present the evidence in a medical journal. It gets peer reviewed, and people decide, this person has a point. Maybe this drug is dangerous. But this person's a judge that made this call. They're not a medical professional. They're not a researcher. They're not a scientist. They're a social conservative trying to push their agenda on the world. Even though in America, 70% of people think that abortions should remain safe and legal. 70%. We are being hijacked by a minority group, by terrorists that are trying to tell people how to live their lives and control their bodies. This drug is safe. It's always been safe. It will always be safe. It should remain legal and accessible to every single person in America that wants it. We need a national law concerning abortion that says that it's going to be legal and safe in America for everywhere up to the 24th week without question. And that after that, it should be done to save the life of the mother or because the fetus is not viable. So there you go. It's pretty straightforward to me. This drug is safe. The judge in question is out of the goddamn mind. It is nothing but a power grab by social conservatives. And social conservatives is a communicable disease, and we need to snuff out those vectors of ignorance and misinformation because they rely on them. So remember, mifepristone is safe, and I think I actually pronounced that right.